Yeah, it's interesting. I was at a talk this week about the origins of the internet. I think Tim
Hmm.
Berners-Lee has been to a lot of events
Hmm.
this week, and one of the things they were talking about was when the internet was created, it was kind of this idea that, okay, if we're ever going to build another atomic bomb or work on a project of this size, we're going to need some way of organizing information and being able to like index things and build associations between
Uh-huh.
different pieces of information.
And share cat
And
videos.
I mean, yeah, and share cat videos, but yeah, I mean, this kind of complexity that grows as the size of the problem that you're trying to work on grows.
Sure, sure.
You do need kind of better tools to be able to deal with that.
Well, I mean,
Um,
I think the Manhattan Project is an
mm,
excellent example of that, which is still mind-boggling to me that people were able to do that, with 1940s technology, or sort of inventing the technology for the second
mm,
half of the 20th century. But if you have like 10, 15 spare minutes and want to read something really interesting, the the conversations between captured German nuclear scientists when they found out about the existence of the atom bomb was actually recorded. This was, after
oh wow.
Germany surrendered, but before Japan did, and these German scientists were being kept under observation by the Allies, and the transcripts are just amazing. But what you get from that is not any surprise at the technical feat, but surprise at the organizational feat. They all knew that it was possible, but they thought that the sheer organizational effort required to produce that much fissile material would have taken 15, 20 years,
Oh
and
wow.
that the Americans were able to do it basically in 3 years, was just completely flabbergasting to them.
Purely from
Yeah,
an organizational perspective. That's so
pretty much
interesting.
purely from an organizational perspective.
Super
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
It's interesting because one of like when you read about the history of the British Empire and things like this, you kind of get this sense that the British rule the world basically based on bureaucracy, and they were just
Yeah.
much better at, you know, oh, but you can't do this because you don't have the correct paperwork for it, and just managed to like
Right, the
rule
importance of having a system.
exactly. And it was just a
Well,
very
that
well
that and
structured
Gatling guns
system. I mean, yeah, exactly.
doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Well, it hurts some people, but
It's like,
doesn't hurt when you're building an empire.
um,
But that, I guess, that's good for conquering the natives, but you're not going to maintain control unless you have a strict system of rules and things like that.
yeah. Have you noticed living in England there's the difference in
The
kinds of
weirdest thing
rules?
to me has been how polite the police officers are.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Like
They're
it's
super.
ridiculous. Like they're so nice.
I think like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, there was a push because they didn't want to be seen to have like a bad reputation. And I definitely noticed this, that police officers would be like, "Hi, how are you? How's your day?" And would sometimes like leave the interaction by saying like, we're public servants and we're here to help, and we're, you can always come to us if you need anything. And it was very
I mean, mostly it's just
interesting.
amazing to me that most of them don't even have guns, like to
Mm,
start. Like that's great coming from America. But
yeah.
yeah, they're I got uh, pulled over for biking through a construction site and was
Mm,
like ready for them to got super defensive because I lived
mm,
in New York before this, and the police in New York City are almost like a paramilitary outfit.
mm.
And put on my best like aggressive dealing with the NYPD face, and they were just like, all right, don't do it again, like carry on. I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh wow, okay.
It's like a comedy sketch or
And
something.
then I'm like, sorry, this is suddenly found myself apologizing for doing things,
Sure.
becoming more British by the day.
It's like the Tai Chi effect or whatever, where
Yeah,
it's like if you just
yeah,
if you're less aggressive, then somehow, if neither person has guns, then it's like much
yeah.
easier. If neither person is
It's
aggressive,
actually de-escalating. Yeah,
yeah.
it's amazing.
Okay.